Welcome back to episode 3 of Scarlet Hollow. What will happen to our protagonist? What other atrocities will occur? Thank you for listening, and let's go ahead and find out. Here we will do a full recap. This will include bits of episode 1 and episode 2. The funeral of Pearl Ann Scarlet. Your cousin's mother and your aunt seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. But before you can act, your stomach starts to churn. Again, the slime refuses to be contained. You've held it back too long, and it yearns to be free with a force more powerful than your comprehension. As it barrels through your esophagus, you spot a small trash can. You aim for it as best as you can before the slime erupts from your mouth. The rundown country ambience clashes terribly with the goth woman behind the counter, who has been eyeing you with something between curiosity and dawning horror. Oh my God. She was clearly trying to say it quietly, but of course you heard her. You're the only two people here. And then it emerges, an honest-to-goodness mountain lion, and there's something horribly wrong with it. It doesn't bother trying to hide now, leaping down into the clearing with killing intent in its wide yellow eyes, ready to finish what it started. And then...
Damn, nearly had the thing.
Wait, a run-in? What kind of run-in? Was it supernatural?
Like I said, you won't believe it. Now put that dang camera away. At least it's a nice night, even if the circumstances leave something to be desired. Help yourself to jerky. And as for the beer, I was planning on having both cans myself. But I suppose I can be convinced to spare one.
Duke grapples with the thing as it grabs at his shotgun, pushing the barrel out of the way as it grasps for Birdie with oddly jointed limbs, while Stella stares in shocked silence, as if paused, watching as the other creature attempts to wrestle Gretchen into the darkness, her desperate cries going unheeded. It barely staggers back, the shove having done little more than shift the thing's attention to you. It rears back on its hind legs, its mouth opening, whispered tones sliding out alongside something sharp and unnatural. Gretchen! You both turn in time to see the end of Gretchen's leash disappearing into the underbrush. Her yelps grow distant as she's dragged away. Your cousin reaches for the headlights.
Zob, dob.
You can ever so faintly make out the name tag on his jacket. Wayne.
Welcome home.
You're finally where you're meant to be. The figure steps out of the light, disappearing back into the darkness of the woods. I'm going to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. But listen, you'd better stay out of trouble today. I want you home by sunset. I don't want to hear complaints. Just do what I ask and we won't have any more problems. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Oh, and by the way, you owe me $4.39 for the ice cream. Before you get the chance to decide whether or not to answer, it opens.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope I didn't scare you. My name is Sybil. I'm a friendly friend. Just thought I should stop by to check in on you.
The door slams shut in your faces. A lock clicks into place.
Oh dear, was that the lock?
Just don't make yourself a burden, all right? I have a lot to do today.
Oh, are we talking about a certain young man who may or may not have caught the boss's eye? That Sam Wayne fella, wasn't it?
Whatever. If anyone asks, we never talked. Got it? I don't want to disappear, too.
I am the only person in this town who truly cares about your safety. Don't forget that. Even if it's already too late to stop what's going to happen.
Whatever you're looking for, you're barking up the wrong tree. So just go someplace else before... Tabitha once again trails off. Both she and Stella have noticed the girl with the dark braid and glasses sneaking along the ridge. It's Rosalina! Kanika, we found her. She's headed up the hill. They went in? Does Stella have no sense of self-preservation? My dad says our house is haunted. Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. Wait a second. Where'd 3 of you run off to? Are you kidding me? There is something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it, but you can feel it in your chest, like the deep growl of a predator. What do you think you're doing? Get away from there! Your cousin dives towards you, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the chamber. Zomnom! Zomnom! Are you all right? What? Wait! Becca and Alexis are still down there. You can't just leave them here. I know which way they were going. They'll listen to you this time. I promise. The 3 of you manage to squeeze through the entrance just as the walls of the mine come crashing down. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. You collapse in Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts. As your time in the Shaw mine, you barely even notice the dust. When you close your eyes, your thoughts drift to Alexis and Becca, terrified and alone, if not already dead. Sunshine filters in through the dusty windows of the estate as the dull aches of last night's activities throb in and out of focus. You manage to survive a second night in the town of Scarlet Hollow. As you pull yourself out of bed, you can feel the soot and grime of the Shaw mine still stuck to your skin. You step into the guest bathroom and into the shower. The water is hot and, surprisingly enough, clean. As steam fills your lungs and soot washes down the drain, you... You think about someone special. Specifically, you think about Dr. Kelly and the way she demanded you address her by your title. You're done here. You turn off the faucet and dry yourself off. Time to start your day. Every time you see that doll, your heart skips a beat. It hasn't moved, right? No, it hasn't. That's enough of this closet. You turn back to the guest room. You hold your breath and approach the bedroom window. After finding that boot print and viscera in the garden yesterday, you can't help but anticipate something staring back at you. It's the same view. You turn back to the guest room. There are two of them now. Against your better judgment, you reach out to the possums, hand outstretched. Oh well, it was worth a shot. Maybe now they'll leave your dresser and return to nature where they belong. You've done everything you wanted to up here. It's time to start your day. You enter the kitchen to find your cousin in the midst of devouring a pint of banana chocolate chunk. She isn't alone. Frou-Frou glares at you from her usual spot on the counter as a red-headed woman busies herself trying to tidy as best as she can. Tabitha's gaze swivels from the woman to you, her gaze intensifying. Hello? Good morning. I'm Janie. Just here to do my little weekly cleaning. Whatever cleaning Miss Tabitha will let me do, at least. I could have this place looking brand new, you know. Don't go making any big renovations or moving anything around. I like knowing where my stuff is. Okie dokie. It's so nice to finally meet you, Zomnom. Both Miss Pearl Ann and Miss Tabitha have talked about you, Janie. So much. But hearing about someone and meeting them face to face are two completely different things, I suppose. All I'm trying to say is that it's wonderful to finally actually meet you, and I'm so happy part of the family is here to keep Miss Tabitha company. What with everything that's Janie. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Tabitha. Am I being too much again? Tabitha grumbles in acknowledgement. You hold out your boiled peanuts as an offering to Janie. Thank you so much for the generous offer, sweetie, but I'm afraid I'll have to pass. I had a really bad experience with boiled peanuts once in the summer of, 17? Wait, let me think. 16? No, it was definitely 17. Anyways, my husband and Tulip and I were on this road trip to Blowing Rock and... Why do you still have those things? Oh, are we having ice cream for breakfast? I'll have no sass from you today. 2 kids were buried in a mine collapse on my property. So I'm under a lot of stress right now, in case you hadn't put that together. And there is no we here. Don't think I haven't forgotten about your indiscretions on Monday. You've already had enough of my ice cream. Tabitha takes one last spoonful of ice cream, then discards the empty container, turning to you with her trademark scowl. Let's get going. I've got an errand to run in town, and every time I've left you here alone, something terrible's wound up happening. So you're coming with me. You can't just take away my freedom like that. Watch me. Janie, lock up when you leave, please, and don't go rearranging anything. I'll know. As you're ready to leave, Janie approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the two of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Oh, Zomnom, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry you got caught up in that. I'll be praying for those poor kids. I can't imagine how scared they must be. You only come in once a week, right? What do you do with the rest of your time? Oh, odd jobs mostly. Weeding gardens, cleaning houses, watching kids, that sort of thing. My husband's the pastor, so a lot of my time's spent at the church and doing things for the community. Poor Daniel. He's been going absolutely stir crazy since we've moved here. What with nobody really attending sermons. It'd probably do him a lot of good to talk to you through your worries. I'm not Christian, but thank you for the offer. That's all right. My Daniel likes to talk with all sorts of people. He just wants to extend support to anyone who needs it. Feel free to stop by the church anytime. The door is always open. Why do you clean this place? I don't really ask myself that sort of question. It's a job, I get paid, and of course I've known the family for a while, so it seemed like a decent thing to do to make a little extra money. Plus, maybe one of these days she'll let me really spruce up the place. Can you imagine it back at its full glory? It'd be a lot of work, but what a project. Keep dreaming, Janie. Enough dawdling, we're leaving. You and Tabitha walk through the doors of the estate and into her car. The ride to town is uneventful, your cousin unsurprisingly more focused on the road than on making conversation. All right, we're just popping into the general store for a few minutes. What are we doing at the general store? Picking up tea from Sybil. You roll your eyes. Roll your eyes all you want. See if I care. Shouldn't we be solving a mystery right now? A mystery? What mystery? The events of last night are pretty cut and dried. Like, come on. Is it more believable that the Shaw mine collapsed because of mysterious unseen forces? Or is it more believable that it collapsed because it was a condemned mine that was unsuitable for human beings? People like Stella turn to conspiracy theories and the supernatural because they can't handle the truth that our world is ruled by chaotic forces that don't follow any kind of logical pattern. Bad things can happen to good people suddenly and for no reason. You can choose to accept that, or you can live in denial. You and Tabitha turn as the door to the general store bursts open. A flustered Kanika exits, shouting behind her. Fine, okay, keep coddling him. Keep letting him get away with stuff you never would have let me so much as think about. I'm sick of carrying this family. Kanika storms off, the door slowly drifting shut behind her. Ugh. Other people and their drama. If more people kept things to themselves, they'd be a lot happier. What are you burying? A lot of things. I'm burying Pearl Ann this coming Sunday, for instance. Come on already, let's go. Yeah, but he's there every day. And I know he comes in to see you every now and then, so...
I hardly think Mr. Tremaine not coming into the diner for one day is something to worry about.
Well, if you say so. See you around, Sybil.
You have a good one, dear.
Oh, Tabitha. Long time no see. Feels like you never make it all the way down to Main Street. Okay? Hey, I'm sure it goes without saying, but I just want you to know that all of us over at the diner really feel for you. Anything you need, just let us know, okay? What? The stranger nods politely and then leaves without saying another word. Who the hell was that? Don't you live here? I should be asking you who people are? I guess. Anyways, it's not important. Good morning, Sybil.
Good morning, you two. Hope you're doing well after last night's activities.
Is the new blend ready?
Of course. Zamna, if you'd like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will just be a minute.
Sounds like your daughter is pretty mad at you, Sybil.
She just needs a little time to cool down. Yesterday was a bit much for her, so I'm giving her some space.
Sybil motions for Tabitha to follow, and they both disappear into the tea room, closing the door behind them with the tinkling of bells. You walk up to the door of the tea room to listen in. Subtle.
I know it took a little longer than you've hoped, but this was fairly short notice.
Sybil pauses, and a moment later, you hear footsteps move to the far end of the tea room. She and Tabitha resume their discussion, their voices hushed. You can only make out bits and pieces of what they're saying. Is there...
Yes. Make sure this is all.
Not inside?
Outside, then. Don't assume you know.
I know what I'm... Your listening session is halted as the tinkling of bells announce another patron. Or in this case, another 2 patrons.
Well, If it ain't Zomdom, Bo, this is Miss Scarlet's cousin. She was there with me that night in the woods.
It's a pleasure to meet you, miss. My name is Bo. I'm Duke's boy.
Hope you've been faring better since all that unpleasantries.
If I'm being honest, I'd almost forgotten you existed, Duke.
The nerve after I saved your goddamn life. I'd say it was a pleasure running into you if you didn't just insult me to my face. Me and the boy'd best get on with our shopping. Can't spend too long away from the farm. What with those little devils running around.
Can't leave Mama all by herself up there for long.
You have a good one, I guess.
It was nice meeting you, Zomnom. And please tell Miss Scarlet I'm sorry about her mama. They shuffle off into the aisles. Tabitha and Sybil are still in the tea room. Tabitha sure is taking her time in there. Hey, Miles. Where's your sister? How should I know? I'm not her babysitter. You follow the direction Kanika stormed off in, and soon find yourself in a disused parking lot hidden behind the shuttered shops on Main Street. She's sitting alone in the back of her van. Oh, hey Zomnom. There's something different about Kanika today. It's as if her spirit has dimmed. Some of the life drained from her soul, her once sharp eyes now unfocused as they fall on you. Sorry if you stopped in to find me at the store. I'm taking a mental health day. Plus I feel like ass. I'm exhausted and a little out of it. Must have inhaled too much coal dust last night. You and my cousin don't seem to get along very well. That's putting it lightly, but yeah, sometimes you don't get along with people. If you have to ask, I think she's a repugnant, selfish human being to her core. And she's a big jerk, too. Did she do something to you? This seems personal. Besides her general bad attitude, no. She hasn't necessarily done anything to me. But her mom tried to buy the general store out from under my dad more times than he could count. She was an absolute snake of a woman, and the apple didn't fall far from the tree, judging by how Tabitha treats the minors. If I weren't here, I'm sure the store would have already belonged to the Scarlets. There's no way my mom or Miles would have the backbone to stand up to her. Just another way this town manages to keep its nasty little hooks in me. She and Stella seem like they're close. Or at least like they used to be. Yeah, I don't know what Stella saw in her, but they got pretty close in high school. I was taking a lot of online AP classes, so I wasn't around like I used to be. Maybe it's my fault they wound up hanging out so much. It seemed like they were always together, but by the time I got back to town, they didn't seem to be talking anymore. Never really got the whole picture of what happened there, but thank God it meant I didn't have to see that woman all the time. I can't imagine Tabitha having friends. I think she's only ever had the one, and looks like she managed to mess it up. I wouldn't bother trying to get close to her if I were you. That way lies heartache. Agreed. Tabitha's an asshole. Damn right. How are you doing after last night? Oh, not great. At least I was able to get to sleep once the adrenaline wore off. Even if I barely feel like I got any rest at all. Now I've just got a raging headache. Ugh, I hope I'm not coming down with something. Before things got heated with my folks, Mom gave me some more of this tea that's supposedly good for, I don't know, recovery, rejuvenation. It must have been caffeinated or something because it did not help me fall asleep. But it's kind of helping with the headache, and at least it tastes good. What about you? I hate it here and want to leave. That's understandable. At least once the week is up, you have a ticket out of here. I recommend getting on that bus and never looking back. Don't let yourself get trapped here like the rest of us. Do you think that something in the mines made you sick? Kanika reflects on your question and shudders. I was chalking it up to spending too much time breathing in that old mine dust. But there's this sick miner, Wayne, who keeps coming to my mom's tea room. I don't want to think about it. Are you sick? I'm tired, but I don't think I'm sick. Good for you. Hopefully this passes in a day or two. What's going on with you and your folks? She sighs. Are you sure you want me to get into it? I don't want to dump all that drama on you. Of course, I'm here for you. Thanks, Zomnom. I really appreciate that. Especially since you were there last night. You'll really get it. Coming out of something like that unscathed and knowing not everyone was so lucky, there's no way to really imagine how that feels until it's happened to you. So after I got home last night, I had to deal with my brother. He really made me feel like I was the bad guy, especially once we got home. Like what happened to those two girls was my fault. And Mom didn't help. She never does. She always takes his side, saying he's young and allowed to make mistakes. Mistakes that I could never dream of getting away with. When we told her what happened, she just said the same shit she always does about family and getting along and sent us to bed with tea. Her favorite method of conflict resolution. As if a little hot leaf water ever really helped anybody. What's the deal with her and tea, anyways? I don't know if you've seen the sign in the tea room, but apparently, tea is life. It's like she thinks she's some kind of witch. It kind of boiled over this morning, though. She wound up blaming me for letting Miles sneak off into the mines, saying that if I'd been working like I was supposed to, he wouldn't have gotten into trouble. Like I'm supposed to be in charge of a sullen teenager every second of the day while working. And it's not like I don't care. I'm always stressing out about that kid or the store or the million other little things I'm supposed to deal with. None of this should be on me. These are the best years of my life, and I'm wasting them in this dying town, keeping a store afloat while my mom just messes around with her little herbs or whatever. I'd made it out of here, damn it. I'd gotten into grad school. I was good at it. I was going to graduate with honors and everything. But Dad died, and I came back for the funeral. Then I had to stick around just to help Mom sort out a few things. First it was a month, then 2. And now here I am, over a year later, and those few things became my life. I don't want to be this person. If I could, I'd just drive this van all the way to the coast, lie down on the beach, and never come back. Do it. Just get out of here and take me with you. It's not that easy. I can't just leave all this behind. God. And of course I feel like an asshole for talking about all of this now, the morning after a mine collapse. But I guess that's what pushed all of this over the edge. Nothing like a major disaster to make you question the direction your life has taken, right? I wouldn't have met you if it hadn't stuck around. It's not all bad. You're funny. A soft breeze blows across the lot as you and Kanika share a quiet moment. Both your phones buzz in unison. You reach for them at the same time. OMG. I overslept. I almost forgot it's Mayor Jimmy Day. Good excuse to head over to the library. We should check in with Oscar and Rosalina. Meet y'all there in half an hour. Wow, I totally blanked on the Mayor Jimmy thing. It's almost like we just went through a traumatic event or something, and I'm not on top of my schedule. But Stella's right. This gives us a chance to meet up with Oscar, and Mayor Jimmy's awful cute. I'd much rather stay here with you. We should probably go, for Stella's sake. I think the fact that she wants to hang out so much is her way of asking for help. I'm sure we'll have more time to hang out later this week. Anyways, we'll chill with Mayor Jimmy, Then I've got dinner at Reese's. Then we do some ghost hunting tonight. Thank God we have so much going on today. I really needed the distraction. Shall we? You and Kanika make your way to the library. It's busier than usual, and a small crowd has formed in the corner of the main foyer. Yes, the whole gang's here. I've been waiting to introduce Somnom to the mayor for the entire time I've known her. It'll be worth it. Trust us. All right, shall we? He's a dog. Not only is this mayor a dog, but judging from the series of portraits lining the walls, every mayor of Scarlet Hollow has also been a dog. You can tell this dog is the mayor from his little sash and his fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. You haven't met the serious man by his side, but you have to assume that he's the mayor's handler. The mayor's little nose starts twitching as you approach. His doggy eyes shine with a curious intensity. He knows you have something. You keep your peanuts to yourself, your hand instinctively covering them in a defensive posture. You're leaving this town the same way you entered it, with your increasingly pungent companion at your side. He holds out his paw as if to shake your hand. We're doomed. Doomed? No way. Not while we're on the case. Scarlet Hollow has lasted since at least the early 1900s, with the dog in its highest seat of power. So I don't think that's what'll make or break things. Maybe a dog mayor is good luck. Who knows? Alright, you've had your turn with the mayor. Now move along and keep the line going. And by the way, I know you were up at the mine collapse last night. I may be off duty, but I'd be remiss if I didn't let you know that I've got my eyes on you. All of you. Let's hope the rest of your stay in town is a little less conspicuous. Yeah, alright. Great. I'm glad we could come to an understanding. Zomnon? Deputy Franklin is a cop. Just in case you didn't know. Stella and Kanika quickly shuffle out of the room ahead of you, leaving you to follow. It looks like everyone else is already talking to Oscar in the next room. Before you can catch up to your companions, you're intercepted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. It's hard to put a finger on it, but something compels you to dislike him. I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're Zomnon? Everyone's been buzzing about you. I'm so sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. I don't believe in an afterlife. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully one of these days you'll come around. If you'd ever like to discuss your beliefs, my door is always open. Back off, preacher man. I ain't buying what you're selling. Don't worry. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Just thought I'd extend the offer in case you needed someone to talk to. The church's doors are open if you ever change your mind. Have a blessed day, Zomnom. The pastor leaves you be and joins the line to see the mayor. Nothing to do now but catch up with your companions. You find them already talking to Oscar deeper into the library. Are you sure we can't just get it over with while the sun is up? I don't know if I can handle getting scared shitless in the dark 2 nights in a row. I wish we could, especially since I'm not particularly excited about going back in there after dark either. But I'm pretty sure it only comes out when the sun goes down. Yeah, there's no way I'm going in unless that spirit is at full power. I want to be sure we get the best evidence possible. This could be my one shot to get real proof of ghosts. I'm not going to waste it just because I'm impatient. Y'all are going to be the death of me. And you're sure there's nothing we can do for Rosalina right now? I don't think so. She's been locked up in the back room all day. Hasn't been very interested in talking to anyone. I think the best we could do is stick to the plan. Ghost bust the house clean and give her a real bed to sleep in tonight. I just hope it's possible to get rid of this thing. This is a pretty serious ghost. Infestation. Is that what you'd call something like this? I believe it's called a haunting, but ghost infestations also sounds good. I suppose we're the ghost hunters, so we can call it whatever we want. Anyways, I'll be bringing all the ghost hunting supplies anyone could ever need. So we should be set. Anyways, I'll be bringing all the ghost hunting supplies anyone could ever need. So we should be set up on preparations. The only thing y'all need to bring is an open mind. I still don't think ghosts are real. Really? After last night? Even I'm starting to come around on the idea, and I'm supposed to be the skeptical one. You'll change your mind soon enough. Trust me. This ghost does not mess around. Well, if we're not doing the hunt now, I guess we should head over to Reese's? Oh, yeah. Zomnom, we made dinner plans with our pal Reese yesterday. I'm sure his mom will be totally fine with an extra guest. Will she? Absolutely. And maybe we can even get him to come ghost hunting with us. You don't have that much time to kill before the evening's activities, and you're going to need dinner. A free meal is a free meal. I'm gonna get back to it. See y'all tonight. Time to go. So, I finally met Pastor Daniel. It was only a matter of time until he tried to pull you aside about grief counseling. When my dad died, I had to ban him from the general store for a week. He wouldn't stop leaving these little pamphlets at the checkout. I don't know where he finds so many. He and Janie keep trying to make me go to church. Yeah, not a lot of people go to church around here. It's not like folks in this town aren't Christians, but he's so creepy. No one wants to sit in the pews in that rundown old church and listen to that guy. Plus, the guy was grinning through the entirety of my dad's funeral. What a ghoul. And I don't mean that in a stigmatizing mental illness kind of way. There's just this little siren that goes off every time I see him that tells me to get away from him. That's exactly how I would describe it too. The whole town feels the same way. Now that I think about it, he must be pretty lonely. He can look for friends somewhere else. I wonder if the pastor's cursed. I felt something odd when he came up to me, and the way everyone dislikes him seems excessive. Unnaturally excessive. I know this is weird coming from me, but not everything in town has to be spooky for supernatural reasons. Sometimes people just give off bad vibes. Agreed. We're allowed to dislike him, even though he hasn't done anything wrong. That we know of. All right, shall we head out? The three of you leave the library for an early dinner at Reese's. You find yourself in front of what must be Reese's house. Cold hesitation grips you as the building looms over the hilltop. Though it's only early afternoon, it feels much later. The sun already sinking behind the tall mountains that surround Scarlet Hollow. Wait, Stella, before we go in there, you told Zomnom about Reese's situation, right? What? His art? Oh, the illness thing. No, we've been a little busy for small talk. You know, with all the scary events going on. God, this has been such a long week already. Well, like Stella said, Reese has an illness. And Dr. Kelly is really serious about it, so please don't make her mad, or she'll yell at us. The door swings open. Hey. Reese! Oh my god, dude, it's been ages. You must be Zomnom, right? Stella told me you were coming. Are they here already? I knew you'd show up early, Stella. And you brought an uninvited guest. Great. Hello again, Zomnom. I guess you found a way to run into me again after all. Let's just get this over with. The house feels cold. Not only is there an odd chill in the air, but the building itself feels too sterile, uncomfortably tidy to the point where you're nervous to touch anything. If it weren't for the aroma of store-bought dinner rolls baking in the oven and the unsettling artwork hanging on the walls, you'd be half convinced you'd wandered into a real estate showing. So, how can I lend a hand? By sitting down at the table and not puttering around in my kitchen. I made sure everything was done well in advance, so the only thing left are the rolls, which shouldn't be long. Then we can have a quick dinner, and you can leave my house and go on about your business. But I was kind of hoping to see Reese's new art. We still have time now, right? You aren't seriously considering subjecting your friends to your disaster of a room, are you? It's not that bad. You can still see the floor. Dr. Kelly raises a single questioning eyebrow. I don't mind a little mess. Yeah, I doubt it could be any worse than the way I keep my room. Yes, okay, fine. As long as you stay out of the kitchen, I don't care what you get up to. Cool. We'll just be downstairs. You won't even know we're here. You make your way towards the basement stairs. This is the basement of a tortured artist. Discarded canvases line its edges, while trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint, sneering out at their creator. Your mom is so scary. She can be a little intense, kind of overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, make yourself comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately. Haven't been cleaning much. What are you sick with? Jesus, Somnom, coming right in with that one, huh? We don't have to talk about your illness, Reese. It's okay. I've come to terms with the way the rest of my life is going to be. You're so macabre, Reese. You make it sound like you've been sentenced to death. You haven't, right? Not exactly. No one really knows what's wrong with me, but it's been getting worse. I can barely keep most food down. My skin always itches like there are worms crawling underneath it. I could live for a long time, or a short time. No one's sure. But I'm definitely not going to get better. Whatever time I have left is going to be miserable. So I've done my mourning. My best years are behind me. My future is unknowable. But one day, I'll wind up in a pine box, just like everyone else. And I'm okay with that. Damn, Reese. I may be a goth, but that's some real nihilistic shit. We'll make sure to come by more often from here on out. Friendship heals all wounds, right? Thanks, guys. But you really shouldn't worry about me. I have my art. I'm doing fine. Really. So, what's your diagnosis? I'm afraid the answer isn't very illuminating because it's not any one particular thing. It's just a whole mess of nasty little things that add up to one big diagnosis of bad genes. Guess I pulled the losing card in the DNA lottery. And hey, it isn't all bad. Some of it is just weird, like this. Reese pulls on the skin of his arm. It stretches unnaturally. Hyperelasticity. Kinda cool, right? Wow. Does that not hurt? Nope. It feels fine. Like I said, it gets itchy under the skin sometimes. But I don't know if that's the elasticity, the medicine, or some other part of my condition. Your art. Each piece exudes a sickening miasma. It's like you can feel something squirming behind the paint, the brushstrokes acting as steel bars, trapping some anguished being within. It's grotesque. Thank you. I'm not sure if you meant that as a compliment, but I'm not sure what to call them. Urges that go into these aren't exactly peaceful or joyous. So I feel like grotesque is sort of the intent behind them. Having other people look at them sometimes feels like I'm having them look over a raw wound. You know, I've still got that painting I stole from you back in high school. I even took it to college with me. You make good stuff, dude. Oh no. You should get rid of that old thing. It's ancient. Knowing there are people out there who might see something I made in high school is horrifying. No way. It's rad. And people compliment it all the time. You could gain a real following if you ever posted these online, you know? Nah. I think I'm okay sticking to sparsely populated late night live streams. That's all the social media I can handle. I don't know how you do it, Stella, having to exist in front of all those people all the time. Knowing some version of you lives in their heads, knowing they expect something out of you that you might not be able to give them. Okay, but if the only time you ever put your art on display is a live stream during ghoul hours, when am I going to be able to see what you've been working on? Tell you what, when I die, I'll leave you my paintings. Then you can see them all. And maybe they'll be worth millions since I'll be dead. I'd be able to rest easy knowing someone had retroactively given my life value. Your mom really looks out for you. That's one way to look at it, I guess. It's possible she's gotten a bit of an edge lately. I think my condition has been stressing her out a lot. It used to be something she thought she could fix, but I think she's kind of accepted that it's just something we have to manage. But even if she is a little harsh, she means well. It's like you said, she's just looking out for me. She's kind of hot. Oh my god. I can see that. Stella, no. Stella, no. Bad Stella. What? Zomnom is the one who has the hots for Reese's mom. I'm just being supportive. It's healthy to have a range of interests. Okay, let's just move on and pretend that neither of you said anything. So, you three go way back, huh? Almost to the womb. The school here is a tiny K-12. Not exactly a one-room schoolhouse, but not far from it. We're lucky we all got along as much as we did. Some kids weren't able to make any friends their own age. They just happened to be born around the same time as some real jerks and were stuck with them through their whole school career. Poor kids. Not that we were free from dealing with jerks, like a certain Scarlet I could name. Okay, she was a little rough around the edges, but she was pretty friendly when you got past that. Maybe to you, the way she used to look at me, you think I rolled in something foul every morning before school. Same here, though, to be fair, the feeling was more mutual between us. She deserved it, though. Dinner's gotta be ready by now, right? Almost on cue, Reese's mom shouts from the kitchen. Dinner's on the table! Guess that's it for catching up. Make sure you all wash your hands with soap. I don't want anyone sharing their germs. Sure thing, Doc. My hand's already clean. Don't make this into a big thing. Just go do it. You make your way towards the sink, but are stopped in your tracks by the pull of an odd door at the end of the hallway. It feels out of place, like you've accidentally wandered into a different, older house. But more than that, you feel something radiating out from behind it, something dark and cold. You felt this before, in the dusty tunnels you so narrowly escaped last night. An oppressive hum, like a muted scream heard through layers of rock, trying to draw you towards it. You feel lightheaded. You are compelled to approach the door, drawn in as if hypnotized. Something wants you to find it. You do your best to snap yourself out of it, turning into the bathroom and dutifully washing your hands before joining your companions at the table. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and a light salad. Kanika anxiously picks at her food. Stella is nervously talkative. And Reese is suddenly quiet and tense. His shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze. She sits opposite you, at the far head of the table, her features silhouetted against the light of the setting sun in the window behind her. Pills. She slides a few tablets towards Reese. He obediently swallows them. This is excellent, Dr. Kelly. Is this the pasta sauce homemade? This is excellent, Dr. Kelly. Is the pasta sauce homemade? No, it's from a jar. I work too many hours to make my own pasta sauce. Well, you have an excellent taste in brands, and if you ever want any tips on easy home-cooked pasta sauces, you know No thanks, Stella. I have the internet if I need recipes. Thanks again for having us, Dr. Kelly. We really appreciate it. Thanks for putting this together, Dr. Kelly. I don't usually have to cook for so many people. I'm just glad there's enough for everyone. It reminded me of what it used to be like when these two would come over, hungry teenagers, eating me out of house and home. I should have charged your parents for all the food you kids went through, honestly. It was like I was running a restaurant, not a doctor's office. What were Stella and Kanika like as kids? Noisy and messy, like all kids. There's suddenly a wistful look in her eye, like she's glimpsing back to some brighter time in her life. Kanika softens too, her shoulders lowering from their defensive place by her ears. And they always had those little projects, videos or crafts or animal rescues, whatever it was that had captured their imaginations that week. The glimmer of joy at the corner of her eyes fades. Her glower returns in its place. So, like I said, noisy and messy. Didn't we bring a dead squirrel into your house once? Oh God, not the squirrel. I remember that squirrel. Didn't you think the doc could Frankenstein it back to life or something? I was like 12. I was very susceptible to what I saw in the media. And very sad about that squirrel. That's one of those things that keeps me up at night. I still feel guilty about bringing that thing into your house, Dr. Kelly. I'm just glad you didn't make it a habit. Don't you find your son's art concerningly macabre? Come on, Zomnom. Don't you get what art is about? That's the whole appeal. It's okay, Kanika. I know my stuff isn't for everyone. I don't think that was a stylistic judgment, more of an accusation from someone who wandered into the holler a couple days ago, but already thinks she knows enough to psychoanalyze everyone in town. If his art upsets you, you can always leave. Dr. Kelly's eyes briefly, nervously glanced towards her son before flitting back to a position of annoyance. You can't help but feel like what you saw went beyond compassionate worry to be genuine fear. Does no one in this town have two parents? Dr. Kelly's glare intensifies. Small towns are full of drama. People meet when they're young and reckless, and it doesn't always work out long term. Plus, these hills are dangerous, and the job's even more so. Things happen. Not everyone gets some fairy tale ending. You can find happy endings anywhere, though. It doesn't have to be perfect, but people can still be happy, even if bad things have happened to them. I guess living in denial is a kind of happiness, sure. It must break your heart having to isolate your son from the world like this. It's just another unfortunate side effect of his illness. Both of us have just had to come to terms with it. It's not the life I wanted for him, but it's the life he has to lead. Maybe he doesn't have to. Ow! Jeez, Kanika, your boots are heavy. Sorry, Dr. Kelly. We're totally respectful of Reese's boundaries, even though they might seem a little arbitrary and strict. Isn't that right, Stella? You can kick me all you like. It won't change my bold attitude and outgoing personality. You know, Doc, I feel pretty okay. I don't think having people over is all that rough on me. We'll see how you feel in an hour. You remain silent, quietly picking at the store-bought spaghetti and dinner rolls. So, I was wondering if we could maybe watch a movie sometime this week while Zomnom is still in town. We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever going to change. I'm sick every day, and I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone, just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I have to ask for permission from my mom just to have friends. Oh. Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix. Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Damn it! I knew it. I knew this would be too much. Everyone get out of my house. Please. Just leave us alone. Stop trying to interfere with his life. All it does is hurt him more. But we can't just leave him like this. Now is when he needs friends the most. No, now is when he needs me the most. I am his doctor and his mother. I know you care about him. I know that. And he knows it too. But all any of you would do is get in the way. So just leave, please. Sorry. We'll get out of your way. Good. The three of you are rushed to the door. We'll be back, Reese. I hope you feel better soon. Dr. Kelly shuts the door in your faces. The click of a lock signals the end of your dinner at Reese's. Did either of you get the impression that Dr. Kelly is afraid of Reese? I could have sworn I saw genuine fear in her eyes for a second there. Are you sure she wasn't just being overprotective? I'm sure that's all that's going on, and she has every right to be. I mean, the poor guy took 2 bites of food and got sick immediately. I can't imagine what that's like for both of them to go through. If anyone is afraid of anyone in that house, Reese is afraid of his mom. I think you're both reading into things too much. Dr. Kelly is good people. Look, I'm just saying maybe there's more to their dynamic than just him being sick. But it's not like there's much we can do about it right now. We could probably go back and forth on this for a while. Let's just get going. The sun is setting, and we wouldn't want to miss a second of ghost action. Stella hurries off down the hill, almost as if to run away from what just happened. You and Kanika follow her down the slowly darkening street. Lit by the orange hues of the setting sun, the library feels different. What was once a quaint building in a small town now stands as an imposing structure, its walls holding something that stares back at you with menace. Maybe Kanika is right. Maybe ghosts aren't real, and the rest of tonight is going to be a pleasant break from the events of the past few days. But you know that's not the case. There's something old and powerful in there, and you can feel it stir as the sun sets and daylight fades away. Before you enter, a pair of figures in the nearby bush catch your eye. You can't help but feel that with every passing day, the ditchlings grow bolder. Just as its exterior was intimidating in the setting sun, the inside of the library is dark, its shadows deep and foreboding. The meet and greet with the mayor ended quite some time ago, and the throngs of visitors took whatever joy was in this place with them as they left. Hey, Oscar! Are you back yet? Shh. You can't yell in a library. It's against the rules. It's after hours. Rules only apply before 5 p.m. Now it's our domain. Hey, you're here sooner than I expected. Hope dinner went okay. Yeah, it went okay. Reese wasn't feeling up for a longer hangout, unfortunately. Sorry to hear that. It's okay. Just means we have more time to hunt ghosts. I've come fully loaded. Got my EMF reader, temperature gauge, spirit box, infrared camera, UV light, video camera, salt, flashlights for everybody in case the ghost messes with the electricity, parabolic microphone, Sharpies, and paper for automatic writing, matches, and candles for rituals. Oh, and a Ouija board. I know they're toys, but you never know what might come in handy. Wow. This is a lot of ghost hunting stuff for something that was so last minute. Do you just have this stuff ready to go in a bug out bag or something? Of course I do. I actually stashed a couple of bags here overnight after I got back from the mines. Excuse me? I wasn't about to carry everything around all day. This way we can go in light and pop out to grab more stuff once things start getting spooky. I may never have found any compelling evidence of ghosts, but that's not for lack of trying. And after last night, I'm more than ready to try again. This whole town is one big supernatural death trap. I swear, it's not usually like this. It's a really nice place to visit most of the time. Just not this week, apparently. Yeah, you can tell from all the shuttered storefronts and jaded residents. Maybe this place has been a metaphorical death trap for a long time, and it's decided to be a little more obvious about it now. Yo, don't rush off ghost busting without Zane. No way was I gonna forget your promise, Stella. Zane, glad you could make it. I was confronted with my own mortality for the first time yesterday, so I'm desperate for answers about the afterlife to ease my troubled mind. Now let's go mess with some ghosts. I hope my house is big enough for 5 ghost hunters at once. If this is everyone, we can go ahead and get started. It's through the back. Follow me. Looks like the sun is almost set. This is when stuff usually starts to kick off. I haven't been back inside for about a week, so I have no idea what to expect. Hey! There's no way you're doing this without me. Rosalina, we talked about this. No, you talked at me about it. I'm sick of other people making decisions for me. I just want to be able to live in our house again. I'm going in there and sleeping in my room tonight, no matter what. I think this is best left to the adults. Exactly. It could get dangerous in there. Just hang out in the library. We'll have this taken care of in a few hours. Zane is tagging along. I don't want to be coddled just because you're scared. She's got a good point, Mr. G. You're right. I'm sorry, Rosa. Just let me know if it gets to be too much. and you want to leave, okay? Thanks, Dad. Now let's get our house back. You all cross over the threshold and enter Oscar's living room. Family photos line the walls, and stacks of books sit comfortably on wooden furniture. And there's that feeling again, like the mines, like the door to the clinic, a dusty, suffocating, dizzying feeling. Something is in this house, though whether it's a ghost or something worse, you cannot know. Okay, looks pretty normal for now. I don't remember that picture being on the floor, but that could be non-supernatural. None of my equipment is picking up anything around the picture. But I'll set up a camera in case it falls again. Could be important evidence. You might want to save your cameras for Rosalina's room. That's where I've seen the ghost manifest. I wonder if the ghost will even show with this many people around. But wait, is it just me, or does it suddenly feel colder? It sure does. I definitely feel that. The temperature gun says it's actually a couple of degrees colder, but that's normal. Rooms and hallways are sometimes colder than other parts of the house. Whoa, a genuine cold spot. I gotta snap a pic for posterity. Is that it? This isn't very scary. I'm scared. Let's just leave. I know it's scary to be faced with the unknown, but we promise we bust this ghost. I won't rest until the house is clean. Stella, I've been meaning to ask, do you actually know how to get rid of ghosts? How exactly are we going to get rid of it if we find one? Well, my ghost hunting kit has symbols from every major religion. Assorted holy books, a bunch of salt, and some jars for ectoplasm. And if worse comes to worse, we can always use the Ouija board to politely ask it to leave. I think I'd rather not take the chance. One ghost is enough to deal with. I don't much like the thoughts of opening a door for something worse. Wow. You've never been this superstitious, Dad. This ghost really has you freaked out. Okay. Oscar takes a deep breath before continuing. Let's, head to Rosalina's room. Follow me. Wow. This is where I've seen it. It appears on top of the stain. Weird. I'm not getting anything. It's not even cold. It's the same temperature as the living room. Nothing on the EMF either. Then your equipment is wrong. The stain is definitely paranormal. I've scrubbed it out too many times to count, and it just keeps coming back. It's just a stain, Dad. Can't we just cover it back up? I don't mind sleeping in here. Let's get scientific about this. If you scrub the stain out a bunch, maybe that's part of a summoning ritual. If y'all are offering free carpet cleaning, be my guest. The stain is an attempt at expression. There are no words, no decipherable patterns, but you can feel it. A cry for help from something that has lost its voice. Something is crying out for help. Huh. You might be onto something, Zomnom. I wonder if the blood spells something out on the floor underneath. Have you tried tearing up the carpet? In a house owned by the government? Nope. I'm not messing with their carpets. I'd rather scrub ghost blood out of it every day than have the government take me to court for destroying their property. It could be a good idea. This could be a sign of structural damage. And I'm sure the government would rather know about it now than wind up with a bigger problem down the line, right? Only one way to be sure. Stella excitedly starts tugging at the corner of the carpet. Oh dear. You're doing the government a favor. Really. Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch. The floor around it's stained and reddish brown. There's a broken seal around its edges. Whoever carpeted over this hatch didn't want anyone going down there. Okay, maybe I don't want to sleep in here. There's a broken seal around its edges. Someone didn't want us down there. Yeah. How long ago was it sealed up? Whoever did this has gotta be long gone, right? There's no basement in this house. At least, we weren't told about a basement. And look, all the red stuff is coming from underneath. Oh yeah, this is super haunted. Alright, you've got a basement chock full of ghosts. I can just feel it. Y'all know last month was super rainy. It's clearly been a long time since anyone stepped foot in the basement, or crawl space, or whatever it is under that hatch. There must be a leak that flooded the whole area under the house. The water dissolved the caulk around the edges and leaked through to the carpet. It's red because North Carolina has red-ass dirt. It's as simple as that. It's not mud, it's blood. Human blood. I tested it. Maybe you tested it wrong? It can't be blood, right? Whatever it is, I need to know what's going down there. I need to know what's been under my bed all these years. Yeah, there's an old hatch in the floor that someone tried to seal up. We're not leaving until we've explored every nook and cranny. Have you considered they may have tried sealing it up because it's unsafe? Uh-oh. Do you think the flooding could have made the house unstable? I'm all in on ghost hunting, but I don't know if I could crawl into another dangerous crevice. I'm going for it. You come to an Oscar's living room. You can't tell what time it is, and your friends are nowhere in sight. At least, physically. This is Oscar's living room. Spiritually and mentally, you've been ripped away to some other place. The building feels colder, and there's something about the air that feels wrong. It's stale, with an undercurrent of mold and earth. You feel claustrophobic, as though you're in a coffin, each breath depleting what little oxygen is left. Hello? Is anybody here? There is no reply. You dial 911.
Hello? What's your... Hello? Is this some kind of prank?
Franklin, come listen to this. Is that some kind of old-time radio show?
Well, it's just repeating the same phrase over and over. Somebody's trying to creep us out. Now hold on just a minute. Ain't this area code from Goonville? I'll be damned. Listen here, Zomnom. We know that's you. You've got some nerve calling in with a juvenile prank like this. Damn, if it ain't creepy though. Eddie? Eddie? Repeating like that. Do we know any Eddies? Just hang up, Hugby. Gotta keep these lines clear for real callers. We'll deal with Zomnom later.
The phone rings. Eddie? You can hear something drop violently on the other end, and then a dial tone. The phone rings. Eddie? It's the same voice you heard when you called Stella, uttering the same phrase. You once again hear something drop violently on the other end, and then a dial tone. The phone rings. I've been looking all over for you. Where did you... What? Why are you saying that? I didn't say anything? Yeah, okay, I get it. Pulling a funny little prank on your poor, long-suffering cousin, playing some creepy old-timey radio clip over the phone. Did Kanika put you up to this? Whatever. Just come home. I'm sick of chasing after you. The call disconnects. You put your phone away. This clearly isn't getting you anywhere. You have no idea how long you've been out, but by the lighting in the living room, it's much later than your last memories of being awake. Everyone else must have gone home and left you here. You turn around, leaving Oscar's house to return to the library. That's funny. You don't remember there being a second door at the end of this corridor. Unless you're mistaken, that's the door to Oscar's house. The door that you just left. You turn back around. It's the same door you just saw. Only now it's in front of you. Again. And there it is again. Clearly, you just forgot how to turn 180 degrees. Nothing else would make any sense. How many times are you going to do this? There's only one door. There has only ever been the one door. As you turn for the 5th time, you feel a sudden shove behind you as you lurch towards the door. It flings itself open just before you hit it, and you find yourself on the other side. Something isn't right. It feels like a late summer afternoon. The air is warm and wet, and the scent of flowers drifts on the breeze. Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadow rises to attention. Who are you? What are you doing on my property? Eddie? It's Charlie. Did you say Eddie? No one's called me that in a long time. It's Edward Dean now. I'm not a child anymore. It has been a long time, hasn't it? I wasn't sure I was ever gonna come back, but I'm glad I did. It's good to see you. I wish I could say the same. You should have stayed gone. You absolutely shouldn't have shown up here, of all places. If you're caught, I don't think you understand what Father might do. Come with me, Eddie. Haven't you always wanted to see the coast? Now's your chance. We can just leave. A flash of pain in Stella's eyes tells you that she's keenly aware of everything that's happening right now. She is in agony. I can't. It's not that easy for me. My brothers were sent to Normandy, and now I'm the only Scarlet left besides Father. I have responsibilities, Charlie. Screw your family. Screw my family. Why are we letting the choices made by our fathers destroy our lives, too? You should just get out of town while you still can. Whatever you came back for, it's not worth it. You're right. What I came back for isn't worth it, but you are. I won't leave the holler without you. If you change your mind, I'll be around. She's gone, along with the shadow in the corner of the room. You're alone again in this strange garden. As you do so, a single door standing, solitary in the middle of the garden, appears before you. You're just going to turn around every time you see a door, aren't you? It's as if the door follows you as you turn. There's no going back. The door shouldn't lead anywhere. It's just a door. And the only thing behind it is more of the garden. You decide to walk past it. Wherever Stella went, it isn't through there. When you step forward, though, it's as if the room lurches away from you. Or perhaps it's as if you yourself are standing still. You walk up to the door and open it. Bells ring as a cacophony rages outside. The door in front of you pulsates as figures unseen bang against it. The shaded figure from the garden sits in the corner, ever so slightly more defined. Your father has left town, Charlie. We're moving to a new house, okay? I don't want to leave our house. I like it here. Daddy should come back. Why did he leave? He can't come back. We've got to live somewhere else now. But it'll be fun. There'll be new kids to play with. You can show them your little dolls. Hurry, sweetie. We don't have much time. But other kids make fun of me. I don't want to leave Eddie. Can she come with us? No, she can't come. I never want you to say her name again. Do you hear me? We aren't friends with the Scarlets anymore. Oh, God. They're outside. Are those torches? We don't have time. Charlie, you have to go right now. The mother is whisked away, leaving you behind in the empty room. As she departs, the front door stops pounding and opens into a beckoning white void. Before you have the chance to think, another door creaks open on what you thought was the ceiling. There you are. This is quite the maze, isn't it? And absolutely crawling with these miserable little parasites. Bottom feeders. Nope! As he approaches, a smell hits you. Sweating, suffocated flesh, with a tinge of the saccharine and stomach-churning scent of decay. Shall we find the end of this little maze? You're not friends with this guy. You hurry towards the door in front of you, closing your eyes so as to not think about the impossibilities of the room. As you feel the door in your hands, you hurl yourself over the threshold and slam it behind you. You're outside, and it's night. A false moon looming massive in the painted sky. Wayne is gone. The night feels thick and warm. The insects lively. Their calls unnaturally tinny. Everything feels warped and wrong, like you're listening to a record fished from the bottom of a pond. Unless your eyes are playing tricks on you, the shadow in the corner keeps getting closer. You poor dear. I've been keeping track of you, scuttling around town like a tomcat. You've fallen hard for Miss Edwardine, haven't you? Back off, lady. I don't know you. If you know what's good for you, you don't know me either. There's no need to be embarrassed. Your secret is safe with me. You know, I never did approve of what the Scarlets did to your family and what it did to the two of you youngins. Childhood sweethearts. Just think how lovely it would be if you could just be happy together. That's what you want, isn't it? Don't talk about my family. And I don't need life advice from some old broad. I'm sure by now you've realized the young lady doesn't plan on leaving with you. But it's not for lack of desire, as you well know. It's Enoch. Even if you dragged her over the town limits, his hold over her would make sure neither of you were ever happy again. Just think of what happened to your poor mother and father. Do you want that to be the two of you? We would never be like them. We love each other. My mother just loved his money. As soon as it was gone, so was she. And then all he loved was booze. Me and Eddie aren't like that. The powers at work here are stronger than even your love could withstand. You need to break the bonds holding her here. Then you can both go free. No more misfortune. Not for you. Not for anyone else bold enough to step foot outside the holler. The witch mimes, handing you something, though her hand is empty. Everything you need to know is on that map. I don't understand. Is this a map? In some kind of poem? That's where you'll find them. And you need her there. And be careful. Good luck to the both of you. I hope you get your happiness. And then she's gone. It's trying to get rid of me. It'll have to try harder. What the hell is going on in this town? I'm sure you'll be able to piece it together soon enough. I'd rather you find out on your own first. That's the only way you can really know who to trust. And then I can finally tell you more. There is so much to discuss when that time comes. What are you? I'm a friend. You continue forward through the uncanny underbrush. Once again, you find yourself separated and alone. A long wooden corridor stands before you, littered with bottles and rails. A figure rises to attention, blocking your way. I'm afraid he doesn't have long. If there's anything you need to say to him, I'd say it now. As the caretaker is swept away, the room pulls itself to you, and you find yourself looming over a deathbed. The father lies in its center, looking pitifully small. I'm sorry, boy. Sorry I let my troubles drive your mama away. It's sorry those troubles mean I'm leaving you all alone now. You're getting what you deserve. Damn it, Junior. How many times do I have to tell you? I tried to stop it from happening, but that damn snake Enoch went behind my back. Not for that. for what you did to our family. We could have just started over someplace new. But instead, you become the son of a bitch the Scarlets made you out to be. You're right. I've been using that excuse for too many years. And at a certain point, a man has to accept when he's dug his own grave. They may have run me out, but they didn't put the bottle in my hand. Still, they destroyed our legacy, boy. Both our names are cursed with that history. I'll be dead and gone soon, but I won't be able to rest. Not until our name is cleared. Not until you can pass on this name with pride. This is my only request, Charlie. Go back there. Tell people the truth. Try to find proof. I don't know what you'll have to do. Please. I know I ain't been the best father, but I'm no murderer. I'll see what I can do. Get some sleep. I'll see you in the morning. Damn it, boy. I may not have till the morning. Promise me. Promise. You'll go back. And at the very least show that Enoch bastard what for. I promise. I'll go back. You watch as the father's body seizes and falls through the sheets, taking the rattling pile of bottles with him. Such theatrics. What a waste of time. Why force you to see any of this? People always think their own experiences are so important. But what does any of it matter? Stop following me! No. You move back to the bed to quietly leave through the hole the father left behind and crawl through. It shouldn't be hard to find you again. For the first time, you and Wayne enter a new room unseparated. The two of you finding yourselves huddled under a large table. The lover stares through you as indecipherable murmurs and shuffling feet echo from the ends of the table. They're so lovely. Are you sure I can keep one? You must have worked very hard on them. Of course, it's a present. When you look at it, you can remember all the fun we've had. Just let the scene play out. There's no use trying to communicate, whether with the resonant or your little friends. I'll try to keep it away from my brother so he doesn't smash it. Though, I wish I could make it move like you can. And you can even do the voices. No, you could probably make real money if you put on a show for people. That's the plan. I want to be a traveling performer. Why don't you come with me? We can go from town to town, putting on shows for other kids.
Please don't engage with it while I try to find another door.
A traveling show? And you'd want me there too? Oh, could we go to the towns along the beach? I've heard the Outer Banks are the most beautiful place in the world. Of course. We can go anywhere you want. Thank you, Charlie. I've always wanted to see the ocean. Everything crashes to a thunderous black before you or Wayne can get in another word. A single spotlight remains, illuminating a trapdoor in the center of the stage. You feel drawn to it. It opens. You feel a shove from behind and tumble through the hatch. It took some digging, but it's there. The map was right. That means there's hope, Eddie. Whatever it is that Enoch did, we can undo it. We can be happy together. Eddie. Wayne is gone once again. There's nothing here but you and the howling void. Do you repent? Do you repent for your crimes? For the first time tonight, you recognize the names of your companions. Does this mean that the resonant has grown weaker? Or is this yet another part of its act? You gotta let this go, man. Get over it. It's not healthy to dwell on stuff like this. Everybody dies one day, you know? Until you do, I cannot die. I want to die, please. I've been alone in the dark for so long. All I ask is for some of your years. To pay for the years that were taken from me. My life was stolen from me. I want some of yours. It's only fair. The sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. Forfeit your years and I will finally leave. You can't actually make me do anything, can you?
I can keep you here. And I can do whatever I want with them. You can refuse. But if you do, then I will stay. I will stay until I get what I'm owed.
This is bullshit. But the spirit ignores your protestations.
The sentence has been handed down. Make your choice.
A smell hits you. That now familiar wet, unwell odor. What an annoying pest you are. But you couldn't keep me out for long. It seems we've exhausted its power. Holding all these bodies hostage must have been quite taxing. Come along, Zomnom. It's desperate, but it has no power over you. There's no need to bow to the will of such a frayed and broken consciousness. Leave it to fester. Screw this sins of the father crap. I don't owe this ghost a thing. Let's get out of here. You don't need my help. Close your eyes. Feel for the stairs. You close your eyes. You fumble in the darkness, reaching out your hands and grasping the air until your palm finds wood. It's the staircase. You can feel it under your hands. You begin your ascent. Good. You've made it out of the pit. His overpowering smell returns as you place a confident foot on the wooden floor of what you assume must be Rosalina's room. You open your eyes as you try to hold your breath. You feel a hand on your back. You shudder, knowing what it's attached to. Don't fall for it. Keep feeling your way forward. You continue. You feel the door frame under your palm, and then the sturdy walls of the hallway beyond. Wayne's palm continues to gently urge you forward. You stumble into the corridor between the annex and library. The real world is swimming back into focus. Good. The main doors are just... You feel a shove as Wayne pushes you forward. You fall towards the entrance, your legs still unsure of the ground beneath you, and the doors fly open. You're outside. It's real this time. A cool autumn breeze blows small piles of dried leaves across the steps of the library. You made the right
choice. It would have been so easy to fall for its tricks. I'm proud that you didn't. Be seeing you.
He leaves before he can say anything in response. Thank God you made it out, Zomnon. I went to get Mom when I realized you hadn't left the library with the rest of us. I figured if anyone knew what to do, it'd be her.
I see. Someone beat me to the punch. It sounds like you've had quite the evening.
I suppose I'll have to find another place for me and Rosalina to stay. This was such a disaster. I'm so sorry to have brought you all into that house. I should have left the place to rot.
I wasn't about to give up part of my life for a house.
You're right. It's just a house. We don't even own it. And even if we did, that ghost was asking for quite the down payment.
I mean, it's a little more than just a house, though. It's also the library and the town hall. And even barring that, it's a dangerous space that we're just leaving there.
There's no use worrying over the details right now. At least for the time being, the spirit has only grown in strength. If Zomnom went back in there, I can only imagine its demands of her would be that much steeper. There's no walking this back.
Maybe the government can rent you another house.
Yeah, I guess that's possible. I'll give the state a call in the morning.
Okay, but you two need a place to sleep tonight, Oscar.
Yo, Mr. G, we've got a spare room. I don't think my parents would really care.
That's really sweet of you, Zane, but...
Dad, just take him up on it.
You're right. You're right. Thank you, Zane. I'll figure out something more long-term in the morning.
Dope. I'm gonna peace out then and let my folks know. See you later, Rosalina. See you later, Mr. G. Zane walks off down the road. I have such a hard time with that dude. I don't know how to voice that dude. To think that ghosts are actually real. I mean, I know we don't have any hard evidence on us, but we all have vividly experienced the same thing. Stella's got to be over the moon right now.
Where is Stella? I kind of thought she'd be excitedly rattling off theories by now.
Oh, she's just standing there, by herself. It doesn't like her. Stella? Are you okay?
What? Oh. Yeah, I'm fine. I'll see you guys later.
She hurries off down the road. I'm starting to think Stella might be a bit of a flake. She keeps leaving when things start getting heated. Stella is not a flake. Don't be a jerk. Should we go after her?
I think she just needs some time to herself. Stella's never been the kind to share her burdens. And I doubt that'll change just because somebody goes chasing after her. If anything, it'll just make her clam up even more. She's a strong girl. She'll be okay. I'm honestly surprised that she and Zane are the only ones heading out right now. You've all been through something awful, and each and every one of you needs rest. Especially you, Kanika. We don't want that cold of yours to get any worse.
God, what a disaster this whole night has been. I had no idea it would turn out like this. I'm so sorry, everyone.
Stop apologizing, Dad. We're the ones who don't have a house anymore. We don't even have the library.
What do we do about the library?
We bar the doors. We make sure everyone knows to steer clear.
We can't just tell them it's mega haunted. Even if folks believe us, that'll just make them want to investigate for themselves. We'll say there's a gas leak. That should do the trick, at least for a while. Sybil, is there a chance this goes away on its own?
I'm not really an authority on these things, but it doesn't seem interested in fading away.
Okay, that's settled then. We board it up. We say there was a gas leak. And just hope no one gets curious, I guess. It's the best we can do for now. What was it like, being puppeted? They all glance away. It hurt. Why didn't I make Rosalina stay behind? I can't believe I let that happen to her.
Dad, this might be the overwhelming pain and exhaustion talking, but shut up. I love you. None of this is your fault, okay?
I had no idea what I was going to say until the words were already spilling out. But I remember each and every one of them. It's like they were burned into my memory.
You poor souls. I can't begin to imagine what you've all been through.
I guess I should probably head back. We should probably get going too. It's starting to get chilly out, and I don't want to keep Zane's parents up too late.
And be over later tonight with some bedding and hot tea. And I'll have Miles bring you groceries in the morning. Don't be a stranger. Let us know if you need anything, okay? I believe it's time for me to get my daughter home as well.
But,
Kanika, dear, you haven't been feeling well. You'll need to get some rest.
okay. Kanika wearily treks back to the general store.
I'll walk you home after I finish getting Kanika her tea, and we can chat about what just happened. I'll just be a moment.
You're too tired to say no. Sybil leaves. You make yourself comfortable for a few minutes while you wait. After everything that's happened tonight, the normalcy of sitting on a quiet and empty road feels like a priceless treasure.
I hope you don't mind, but I took the liberty to call your cousin and tell her about what happened tonight. She wasn't exactly thrilled to hear from me, but I think I blunted her anger as much as I could. Shall we head out for our walk?
Time to go home. You once again find yourself on the long trek back up to the estate. The night feels cold, the crunch of leaves beneath your feet deafening in the quiet wilderness.
Let's stop here for a bit. These old bones need a moment to rest.
Wayne didn't want to make a deal with that ghost.
Of course he didn't. Some people will never understand the kind of sacrifice that was laid upon the table tonight. If you'd gone through with the deal, it would have been an affront to everything he is.
Sybil, what is Wayne?
He's just a man.
We both know there's more to him than that. The smile briefly fades from her face.
It's not exactly to share people's medical history. I may not have taken a Hippocratic oath, but I still respect the privacy of others. That doesn't mean you should trust him, though. Be careful with that one.
Are you a witch? She laughs, surprised by your question.
I suppose some people might call me one, but I'm just an old woman who fancies herself a bit of a healer.
What you call yourself isn't important. You're more powerful than you let on.
Well, I do drink plenty of tea. I'm so sorry, Zamnam. I completely forgot to send you home with some tonight. That's enough rest for me. Let's carry on for a bit.
You and Sybil walk deeper into the woods. You're getting closer to the estate.
One last rest, and we'll get you home.
Why can't I just go home? Like, to my real home?
I'm afraid this is your real home. It called to you, didn't it? Otherwise, you never would have gotten on that bus. Nobody really leaves the Hollow. At least not forever. Call it a quirk of the town.
No. No. No.
Oh my. You look absolutely horrified. I was just pulling your leg, dear. People leave town all the time. Oh my. You look absolutely horrified. I was just pulling your leg, dear. People leave town all the time. We just haven't been blessed with the most frequent public transportation.
Edwardine killed Charles Jr., but it feels like I'm only scratching the surface of things. What has my family done?
Is that what the spirit showed you? Your family built one of the most powerful coal empires in Appalachia. Those sorts of things don't come about without betrayal and bloodshed. These are all assumptions, of course. just an old woman who enjoys her tea. And the Scarlet Empire is far older than these rattling bones. If you want the bloody details, I'm afraid you'll have to find them yourself.
Are you ready to get moving again?
I am. The estate shouldn't be much farther.
You and Sybil trek through the remainder of the woods and find yourselves on the outskirts of the estate.
Somnam, why don't you swing by the tea room tomorrow? Say, early afternoon. I'd love to chat for a little while. Come by any time. I'll be there all day. Good luck handling Tabitha. I tried to soften her up over the phone, but there's only so much softening you can do with someone that prickly. Bless her heart. Get a good night's rest, Zomnam. You've earned it.
Sybil heads back through the woods, leaving you alone to face Tabitha. You open the door to the estate as quietly as you can, only to find your cousin anxiously pacing in the foyer. She's been waiting for you. So you finally came back. After last night, I thought we were done with all the running around and secrecy. I guess I was too optimistic. Do you know how stuff like this impacts me? Do you even care? Look, a lot of scary stuff happened tonight. Just listen to me, okay? Now's not really the time. Oscar's house was haunted by the ghost of Charles Shaw Jr., who was murdered by Edwardine Scarlet. It wanted years of my life in exchange for leaving, but I wasn't about to give it what it wanted. Was there a gas leak in the library or something? Do you realize how ridiculous you sound right now? Do you think Edwardine really could have killed someone? Wow. You name-dropped our great-grandmother and the son of the most famous criminal in this town's history. I'm so convinced this actually happened. Wayne followed me into Oscar's house. Do you think mentioning that awful man is supposed to garner sympathy from me or something? So you do know him! Did I ever say I didn't? He's a creep from a bad time in my life, and I do my best not to think about him, which has become an increasingly difficult task. What is he? A sick man that you should avoid. If I could get him to stop talking to you, I would. He's not the decent man I used to know. You say nothing. Are we done then? Great. I'm going to bed. Your cousin walks off, leaving you alone. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. It's Wednesday night. Nearly half a week has passed since you first arrived in town, and a little over half a week remains until the bus comes to take you home. The spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. now commands the entirety of City Hall, a swirling void of wrath and despair that the people of this town will have to learn to ignore. Disaster looms its tallest yet over Scarlet Hollow.